Welcome back to the show, everybody. The one and the only, the squadron rolling with me. You're live right here with me on Team GRF TV. And yo, it's been a while since we had a serious moment, man. It's time for me to sit up and rap with y'all, let y'all know what's really good, what's going on with everything immediate. And I'm glad that it took this long because I was supposed to make this video a week and a half ago. To be honest, I wanted to because I had a lot of things to say. Hell, I had a lot of things to say like 2 weeks before that because something that dropped, and we will get all to that. But I will say this though. The one thing that really literally like put the finishing touches on knowing where it was that when I sat down and wanted to get real with y'all was I spent the last 2 days going back in time on my Facebook page, like before I had a fan page or anything, and looking at all the things that I used to share. And here's an honest truth about me. I overshared my feelings with people that I kinda sorta knew. And that probably wasn't smart. And I'm not saying that it's not okay not to share what your feelings are. But if you're gonna be that intimate and that tender with your feelings, you should probably share those types of feelings with people who you deserve to share them with. I don't think I should have been sharing it with the people I went to middle school and high school with. That person that I knew off a website will speak about in a moment or anything like that. But understanding all of that, of getting to this point of understanding that, that I need to get this off my chest. I will say this though, the thing that got me in front of the camera to say this, I just finished watching that boy Pro Jared hit up her and drop bombs of facts on people, and I'm just kind of like, I was somebody, and I will admit this, just to simply get out their way. I'm like, I didn't have no stake in that because you a human being. What you do is your business, and ain't got nothing to do with me. But I wasn't part of the solution, and I wasn't part of the problem. But yo, when they were sitting up there on the original Pro Jared Reddit, like flaming this fool, I was over her laughing my ass off. And it's like, and the thing is that you don't ever want to sit up here and be that person because you want people to show you some compassion when it's your turn. And given everything that man had to say and what he presented, it's like, well, hey, y'all gotta hold that L, dog, and it just is what it is with that. But enough about people doing their own thing. Let's get back on focus. Like, what's going on over here now? Let's go all the way back to 2006. Yeah, I'm like anybody who's familiar and is familiar with my work from ever since I've been doing this know that I've been on YouTube down there as long as YouTube been around. Real rap. I have had a channel for down there as long as YouTube has existed in a major way on the internet, and understanding and knowing how I went from create. Because here's a fun fact. Because I put this. Do you want to know why I have a YouTube account? I created it because you couldn't watch Beef 3 DVD without having an account that says you was 18 and older. That's a fun fact for you today. The reason why this YouTube account exists was I created it so I could watch Beef 3 on YouTube. When you used to be able to watch Beef 3 on YouTube. Well, technically, you still can watch Beef 3 on YouTube. I did a couple of weeks ago. But regardless of that, ever since then, I have ultimately got into dabbling. Y'all know the many arcs of this channel. King of the dojo, sitting up here doing my thing when it came to the start of Diary of a Game Horn and all of the stuff that led to where we are now. Remember, again, the change of me being in front of this camera happened a year and a half, 2 years ago. After I got out the hospital and understanding that this is what y'all wanted. That I told y'all that I had an artistic vision about what I wanted this channel to be, and it just wasn't working for the people who said that they wanted to be entertained. But then that was me sitting up here considering that a motherfucker wants to be entertained, and I don't really care about that. Because here's a secret. This channel ain't about you as much as it is about me expressing myself and you being able to hold the fruits of that labor of me expressing myself, and you are free to take that however you want. But it is the truth of what things are around here. And I don't want to sit up here and shy away. I don't do this because of whatever reason. That I had to make this selfish about me. That the reason why the things are so dynamic and so varied around here about what it is and how I do and why I do is because it's not about one specific thing. Which at one point, this channel was about one specific thing. And I'm looking at this camera, looking at myself, looking at this camera, talking to you. And let me tell myself something, me. You was stupid. Just point blank, period. You was an idiot. That was dumb. Bad move, in general. We'll get to why that's a bad move in a moment. But even given this, understanding that all the history on this channel was after I thought I solved all my beef with YouTube, and I'm like, yo, y'all gonna let me make a couple, like y'all gonna let me make my little $5 or $6 a month on my little side hustle, and I'll build up, and y'all pay me out whenever y'all feel like it, and I'll sit up here and have fun, and we'll shoot the shit and do what we do. You now come back and tell me that after everything you said was okay, that we gonna run it back again, and it's like, well, your content isn't enough of this. Well, when you told me a year and a half ago that everything was fine, you should have told me that then. Because, see, then I wouldn't have cared or gave a shit, and then I could have went about my business. But more or less, this is what they're telling me. And they're telling a lot of content creators that I follow that you're not doing enough in order for you to be part of this, and you do that. My issue is, I've had this channel for 13 years. So there's 13 years of content on this channel. And, you know, I sat up and I discussed it with the Mystics. I sat up here and had some existential thought about it. I sat up here and done my research. But here's the thing. 6 years ago, I tried to move the stuff on this channel. And it was not a very smooth transition, because there were things that were originally on this channel that I moved over to what we'll call the backup experiment channel that I was going to try to build, where videos were getting muted when they were getting re-uploaded, or YouTube wouldn't even let the video be uploaded at all. But it's still like, I have a video on my Diver Game Horror channel that is muted and like worldwide blocked that you can still watch perfectly fine right here on this channel. I don't get it. And it's like, and that happened 6 years ago, and nothing has changed about that video since then. I checked. Just for the sake of this video, just to wonder if that changed. Nope. So, the idea of taking all of the alleged offended, what YouTube thinks is content, and then moving it, you know, isn't gonna quite work. Like, there are things on this channel that honestly could be stand to be wiped away from existence. A whole bunch of match videos from arcades that now have YouTube channels, because, see, again, looking myself in the face, I was the clown ass that sat up here and did your promotional work for you. I sat up here and bigged up your Japanese arcade, your video game company for free because I wasn't smart. That's what it is. I'm not going to sit up here and look at myself and pat myself on the back that I was proud that I was going to Nico every day ripping stuff for people who didn't fucking appreciate it. But that's where we are now. We are at a place of me understanding it. Yo, everything you did between 2007 and 8 and probably about 2013 was probably wrong. You want to know how I know that? I read an article about, what was that, about maybe 3 weeks ago, a month ago, about Shoryuken's front page back in 2012, and I'm kind of like, well, you're framing this story a bit weird, because you're kind of leaving an important part of that picture out of it. The portrait that I was a part of. Because, see, let Triple tell you a story. Back in 2008, 2009, around here thereafter, SRK had a front page that they were trying to rebuild up the first time. And it wasn't for the reasons that were listed in that article, because we trying to make money, and it was complex ass all over Shoryuken, and you couldn't manage it because there used to be an ad bar at the bottom unless you had premium, which I had, by the way, man. So shout out, man, to some people over on SRK. But I didn't even read it. I didn't even read the story, because all I read was the first part back in 2012. Yeah, but back in 2008, I was writing my motherfucking heart out for motherfuckers who didn't appreciate it. I was sitting up here standing up for an ideal that didn't make sense. I was sitting up here substituting the hurt of losing Cheryl and invested into something that ain't brought shit back to me, but a whole bunch of fucking bullshit that I gotta deal with now. That's what we are. I ain't sitting up here saying nothing wrong with nobody who was on that article or whatever. But it's people who involved in that article whose name getting said know exactly who the one and the only is. That when it wasn't nobody else writing for the front page, when it was a front page, that was me. Real shit. The only other person who was writing something, and I'm going to tell you how this story at the time, was Mark Manady. You want to know what he was doing? He was sitting up here trying to turn Madcast around all by himself, trying to sit up here on forums and on a front page where his homeboys, who still continue to allow his ass to eat, is trying to convince people that, yo, this Street Fighter 4 still going to be the motherfucking word. That's what he did. That's all he did until Street Fighter 4 came out. And then the rest is T history. But you probably won't have Markman, given his current stature in the fighting game community or whatever, ever sit up here and remember that that was a thing that he did back in 2007 through 2009. But hey, that's why I'm here to remind you of these things. I'm not gonna sit up here and say that that hurt my feelings, but people in the know exactly what it was that I did. Like the reason why, if you take a look at videos that were uploaded between 2008 and about 2010 or so, like right before things really got kind of weird around here, was you'll see like how many views I was getting because it wasn't nobody like me, and I was sitting up here putting out garbage. And I will sit up here and look at my work and know that I'm proud of it. I appreciate it that I tried and got out there. But that shit was garbage. Garbaggio. G-A-R-B-A-G-G-I-O. I was putting out garbage. I was putting up garbage and fools was eating it up. And I'm not sitting up here saying there wasn't nothing wrong that I appreciate, but I look back at that now. It's not cringe as much as, well, I should have been able to do a better job on that. But at the same time, what I've said a million times before, when I first did Street Fighter 4, when I first did the King of Fighters 2002 Unlimited match at Kenichi and DreamX TV World Fighters, and those games like leading up to like when I first like, especially like when my first real breakout thing when I reviewed Kamen Rider Climax Hero for the PS2, was I had a little camera that I got from somebody that I was doing those videos on, and I was doing whatever it took to put work out, because my thing was back in the day, every Thursday it was a video. Every week when I wasn't at work, it was workout. I remember everything I went through to get PSP content on the channel, and how that went backwards because of Sunday Cross Magazine and some dude named FBJ416. I'll never forget your name, you little bitch. That's work on my mama. You ain't invent a combo. Invent these middle fingers, motherfucker, because that's what it is. That's work, baby. Because what did you do after you sat up here and started talking shit about what the fuck I'm doing? Made a whole bunch of garbage fucking Marvel vs. Capcom 3 combo videos and pretend you could fucking play Wipeout. Yeah, whatever. Game what the game is, and that's work, and it is. But even given that, along all of those lines, I sat up here and even came to the realization and understanding and knowing that people who had the opportunity, they took advantage of those opportunities where I didn't. Maybe, just maybe, I shouldn't have held on to beef about SRK that long. Maybe I shouldn't have said shit to that little girl and made her feel some type of way about herself because she too busy sucking dick for attention about niggas in the FGC. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I shouldn't have got on NeoGaf and said those things. Maybe I should be more like I am now and just keep my motherfucking mouth shut, keep everything I say here, and just make it is what it is, because this is my platform. Who gonna stop me? Nobody. But over there, you will be judged, and motherfuckers will take whatever you say. But understanding, even when one of those things was, I went back and looked at that stuff, and everything I said came to pass. Everything. When people would come back years later and say the same exact shit I said, oh, that makes sense now. So I knew what the lesson was even then. It ain't the message, it's the messenger. You couldn't accept it from me, but you can swallow it for somebody who wished to shovel shit in your mouth. That's fine. But even here lies in the point of, I ain't making no money on this platform ever again. That's what it is. Because the truth is, I'm not going back to delete that content. No way in hell. And it's not even because deleting the content ain't even a guarantee that they'll take a look at what it is that I produce and still sit up here and say, hell no. Again, thank PewDiePie, thank Logan Paul, thank all you stupid idiots who sat up here and things up. Y'all sat up here and I'ma say it, y'all shit on the game horribly. Maybe people on 8chan shouldn't get on 8chan and say, I love PewDiePie. Murder gang, bitch, brow. Maybe you shouldn't go to a Japanese forest graveyard or whatever and make a video about it. But see, here's the thing. With all this repeated and continued upheaval of who makes money on this platform and who don't, it don't change it. Because again, I understand and know this is my own fault. And you want to know why it's my own fault? Because I knew. And I'm going to be for real. This is something I tell the missus all the time. Is that, we all have our troubles, but a lot of times we get in situations, and the back of that start talking to your ass, and they start telling you, nah, this ain't finna work. You see this coming like a fucking freight train. You can stand here and get hit by this motherfucker and be splattered all over the place if you so wish. But I'm warning your dumb ass, get the hell out of Dodge. Here's the thing. I was warned without being told that the answer was taking the game to Twitch years ago. And we talking about 2015-16. Like right before all this craziness started popping off majorly. That somebody, because I'm going to say it for real. The warning was somebody that I follow sat up here and threw the middle finger to this platform and went over to the cut. And I'm like, my thing is I don't keep up with that person that much anymore. But it seems that given the opportunities that person has been given, that they've been able to eat just fine. They've been able to eat just fine doing what it is that they do. I have sunk so much into this, it's not even funny. I don't even want to go through the list of things that have been sacrificed to make sure that this channel still stands. Even when DOAG at the dojo, when DOAG at the shop got hit for bullshit because niggas was out here in the street hating. But you want to know what's crazy though? That same fire that I delivered to you fools a decade ago, y'all still eating off of it. See, because I'm from a time where there was no first. There was only me. And I'm not sitting up here saying that to be on some bragging shit. It's the truth. Check the receipts, my nigga. Check them, please. I marked so much triple dog dare your motherfucking ass. Check the receipts on my mama. On Cheryl's name, check the receipts, bruh. It's a lot of cats even then back in 08, 09 eating off a table that I built for you to eat off of. Because when I was doing it, it wasn't a lot of people out here doing it because it wasn't a reason to. But I'm glad I bring that up because another thing that's been in my head that I've said once before, but I'll say it again. There are a lot of casualties from what I would like to deem my generation of YouTube content creators. It's been a lot of people, and I'm going to be for real. The only major motherfucker still eating after all these years is Nerd. And technically, Nerd wasn't eating off the YouTube plate for years. Like, what was Nerd? Nerd was doing stuff on, what was that? Give me a second, because I'm going to get this. It was what? He was eating off, he was Screw Attack. Thank you. He was eating off Screw Attack for years. That's where his videos were. His videos stayed up there for a whole month. So if you want to see Nerd, you had to go over there, and then things would get trickled down to YouTube. And then in the meanwhile, you had the 50 million angry nerd copycats. And it's kind of like, well, in particular, one of them you really hated. One of them completely rebranded everything they were doing. And all it took was a nudge from somebody who was way bigger than you. And now your place stay full. I ain't even mad. Because when I speak, because it's like, you know what? Let's not speak in broad terms. How about we speak in actual terms? I used to watch the shit out of Irate Gamer. No bullshit. I used to watch the shit out that dude. Like, I'm like when people sit up here and present like how he was biting Nerd. But the thing is, it's 2019. All y'all do is bite each other. So it's like, when I sit up here and think about like the scope that they put Kridrives on, it's like, well, y'all doing the same thing now. I don't know how many times a day I see an evolution video in the thing YouTube subscribe to me. I do not want to know how many times Goku has been in a fighting game. I don't need to know that information because it's really unimportant. But y'all making these videos and show eating off these motherfuckers. Real shit. But going back to my Irate Gamer thing. The other person who was kind of real small was a person you may know as the Happy Video Game Nerd. And for years he had his own little joint. And then the Scott Skeleton from Fighting rebrand happened. And then Matt McMuscles happened to his ass. Also what happened to his ass was NeoGaf happened to his ass. And then when that happened, those magical wink winks and nudge nudge, and all of a sudden you eat because that's all it takes. Speaking of magnet muscles, if we gonna sit up here and say people who sat up here and got and was able to take the one opportunity they had inflicted, maybe I should have been the person who made a Final Fight stupidity video. Maybe make a Street Fighter stupidity video. Let's pick a person. Let me see. Just picking a person. Oh, I know Seth Killing when he was working at Capcom, and then all of a sudden, best friends who are no longer best friends. It seems weirdly they've chosen sides on that, but whatever. Even given that, your extreme example from the person he just did a video with, Maximilian, who I've always had a personal problem with, not because that he's a bad person. It's not his fault that his stand sit up here and elevate him to more than what he is. Because again, I'll say this for the maybe fourth or fifth time. One of the angriest things the angriest time I've ever been on the internet reading one of my YouTube comments was somebody should show this Super Dragon Ball Z video to Maximilian because it matters. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's my GOAT and you got it. And it's just like, my thing is, I've moved on from all of that, but it's like, it was crazy. Like, I'll tell a story, because I don't think I've ever told the story. When Skullgirls used to do weekly updates or whatever, the salty cupcakes and whatnot, one night they had announced maybe 2-3 days before that Maximilian was going to show up to the place and he was going to be there for a minute. Normally, the chat for Salty Cupcakes was the same old people, and you be shooting the shit with the people that you shoot the shit with normally. But that night was a fucking shit show because all his stands showed the fuck up. Every one of them. When's Max coming? And then as soon as Max came and left, they all scattered with his ass. And it's kind of like, this is what this is going to be. But also, maybe one of y'all should go find him in the streets and go ask him about Captivate back in 2007, 8, and 9. You should go ask him about that because, he built his career on it. He'll never admit that to you, but hey, that's why I'm here. Because, see, that was another time internet I was really salty. You win it the first year, and then instead of having a contest, they just invite your ass back. I wasn't the only one over there on Capcom Unity that was upset about that. Was not the only one. Because we all wanted the first shake and whatever it is. But even given all this bullshit that I've dealt with to get to this magical point of understanding and knowing that the thing that I thought I was going to do is not a thing I can. That is, however, not going to sit up here and stop what it is that we do. I've just had to come to the magical conclusion that this is not going to make no money. That the money I got stuck in Google's AdSense will stay stuck in Google's AdSense to time infinity. And I have to accept that as an adult. That this was a bad decision. That maybe signing with Fullscreen was another one of those horrible decisions. Because the thing is that I will admit this. It's like as much as YouTube was the one that separated me from my MCN 2 years ago before they reapproved me for the YouTube partner program, was for a while, Fullscreen was making it real possible for me to eat in a situation where a nigga wasn't eating. So I ain't even gonna be mad. But the more and more of a cut than I asked for, the less and less support I got. When they were sitting up here getting a big, huge chunk, I had views coming in. I had checks every month, making a nice little side hustle with it. Nice little side hustle. Let's put it this way. The side hustle was literally paying the bills. That's how much money I was making. And all I was doing what I was doing. The thing that's being held against me now is the same thing I was doing that back in the day before white boys fucked shit up for everybody, making money on the hustle. And then it slowed down. And then it slowed down. And then it went to this. And then Adpocalypse happened. I recovered from that for y'all to tell me that, well, if you delete a decade worth of content, we might fuck with your motherfucking ass. And it's like, it's not worth it. And it ain't, this, see, now we are on a whole thing of this ain't even about deleting the content. This is fucking principle now. If this is what the goalpost was 2 years ago, you should have told me that. And I would have left this shit the fuck alone. Because you can go back and go watch that video that I made after I got out the fucking hospital about how I made the decision to keep doing this regardless. I should have just closed this motherfucking YouTube channel and went about my motherfucking business. Well, actually, let's say closed of I wasn't gonna never upload another video again, and I was just gonna keep this up here because if I'm not making any content, they can't knock it down on some bullshit. How about that? But still, even after all of this shit, still right here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still gonna do what it is that I'm gonna do, but doing what I do ever since I've been making video for the last maybe week and a half, 2 weeks has been under the understanding and acceptance of this free, this high, this back to '09 shit. Before niggas was getting paid. When I was sitting up here like getting people, I'm like, you can go look at any video I made after I did the first Street Fighter 4 video and everything that turned into Diary of a Game Whore and all of that, and look at that first year. Because I had a lot of things going for me. I had multiple captive audiences. Do you hear me? Not one, but multiple. You don't believe me? Well, let's run the game back. Remember, I was king of the dojo vid, so I had a lot of people who were on Smash boards who I was supplying the work to who were still subscribed to me. And if you don't believe me, I got the proof. I literally got the proof on Betsy somewhere, also backed up somewhere on the internet. So if you want me to produce the proof of who was subscribed to me back then, I can get that to you, no doubt. And you will be literally surprised on that page who was subscribed to me way back then. Even given what we talked about earlier, that I was writing for the front page. So anytime I had to produce a video as a part of the article for the SRK front page, there wasn't any way to embed a video or do anything. So I had to upload stuff to my YouTube account when it didn't matter if you had one or not. And then that was getting views because SRK at that time was still a place where people went. It was still popular. SRK was still making money, not only because of premium membership, but because of ads and all that stuff, because you still had a captive audience then. On top of that, at that time, like right around that point, is that all of that stuff was merging and coming together. And then it's like I had NeoGaf as another, because every time a trailer would go up and somebody was like, yo, where the stuff at? I had it right there, because it was still that mentality of being first, and not only being first, but being smart and being first, and being able to post things where they gonna do their most damage and get you the most, and gonna get you the most stuff. So I had all this Kim stuff coming in and doing that. And shout out to Game Facts too, because I was doing a lot of work over there as well, especially with like stuff that really hit really big on Game Facts, like my Bleach Eat the Soul stuff and things of that nature. So you had all that for quite a while. And then slowly but surely, that's when the big boss Machinima came in the game. And to sit up here and literally understand now that Machinima is zero. That back 8-9 years ago, they was Boss Hog Kings. What a difference a decade can make for your ass. Like, and when you sit up here and think about how Machinima, goddamn, he got absorbed by fucking Rooster Teeth. Your Ruby source. The people who bring me Ruby and Machinima about Halo has absorbed the company Machinima. But they absorbed everything. They absorbed a whole lot of stuff. I think, like, yeah, they absorbed Screw Attack and all that shit. Like I said, when Nerd was doing his thing over there way back in the day and all that stuff. It's crazy to think about, though. It's crazy to think about that a juggernaut like fucking Machinima could get absorbed by Rooster Teeth. They were the ones a decade ago signing people to sucker deals. Like, cause I remember, like Machinima, like I tried to get in Machinima early on, and they turned me down. But when you heard, like maybe 6 months later, Machinima was owning people's shit outright legally because of these contracts. These clown fools out here in the street signing. It was crazy, and this was even before, cause I mentioned them, even before like Two Best Friends popped off. When Machinima was signing people these crazy dumb contracts, like. I remember, cause I'm sitting up here thinking about this. Cause I told this to the missus. Like, I remember when this YouTube stuff started changing. And this is long after Tazon Day and Chocolate Rain and all of those shit. If I'm right about this, and give me this, it was this dude who I used to watch play Super Mario World on YouTube. His name was Seamus. And I remember he made a video talking about that he was hustling on YouTube and it was going real big for him. He was getting views all day because people were tuning into him and his boys. Him and his boys had moved into a house for the explicit reason of creating nothing but YouTube content. That's crazy to think about. Like, literally crazy to think about. And this was like late 08. Like, it was either mid, because let me see. Yeah, it had to be like mid 08 because I remember watching that video before Mom died. Like, I remember sitting in the living room and he was talking about, man, we just did this and we done that or whatever. And to sit up here and really think about, like, yo, that was like the first thing you heard, that people sitting up here turning this into a hustle. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I thought about when I wanted to do this, hell, when I sit up here and really think about, like, how far we've come, and like I said, and like I mentioned, like the only person I know majorly eating still after all of this YouTube shit is Nerd Dog, and it's like, but the thing is, James Rawson found a way to monetize himself as multiple characters and set up here and then made straight money. He's sitting up here getting money from end. His kid ain't out never worry about shit ever. That's how well you eating, and ain't nobody mad. But I sit up here and also think that there are people who should be eating. There are people who should be eating. There are people that I came up with. You know what I'm saying? In my YouTube generation, that came right with me or right before me, who created classics. And you know how I talked about earlier about people biting you? It's people that sitting up here making millions off this shit that owe it to the people who was doing it when there wasn't none in it. Like, if I'm gonna say this, allow me to say this. Lil Karibo and Team 4-Star need to fucking write My Way Entertainment a motherfucking check. I said that shit live. And I'm saying this not as a non-object, because I'm a fan of My Way. Like, I am the juggernaut, bitch. Real shit. But I'm telling you, Team 4-Star and fucking Lil Karibo fucking My Way a motherfucking check with fucking residuals and royalties. And I'm not even sitting up here saying it. Like, you know, like, I'm not sitting up here and saying My Way Entertainment invented dubs and all this shit. But they revolutionized the game for other people to eat. And it's still happening now. Like, I'm going to say it live. I'm going to say it because I'm saying it. I have noticed in the last year of just watching YouTube of how motherfuckers blow up overnight. And I'm not even talking about like you got 5 million subs. I'm talking about people who were before, didn't nobody know who the fuck you was. And then all it took was you covering the right thing at the right time. Like, it's a couple of people who blew up major on this Vic McDerp shit on my mama. It's people, literally, because motherfuckers went out on the street and shitted on Vic Mignogna. Your motherfucking table, it will never fucking be empty because a man lost all his motherfucking gigs. And you took your YouTube time to talk about it. Like, it's one person in particular. Didn't nobody know who you was. The Soulja Boy made a console And now all you doing is chomping. It's crazy. It is crazy to see that all it takes is you doing one thing and it completely flip your whole motherfucking stealer, which makes me wonder, maybe instead of like, I am a fighting game channel like a fucking dumbass, I should have played Bayonetta. When I realized that Super Mario Maker, even though as dumb as I don't appreciate that it is, because it's not really technically what it is actually, when this guy passed Patrick Klepek and Dan Reichert arguing, and when it turned into Dashy sitting up here turning your gaming channel that had nothing because people only knew you for Marina till you got 5 million subscribers. I'm like, I watched Grand Pooper. I'm like, I've heard his story about how he was streaming for nobody and how Super Mario Maker changed that nigga's life. Maybe I should have just played Super Mario Maker, but I wouldn't have believed in what I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, hopping on, I'm not even saying that this is like meme shit, but being able to attach your wagon to the right thing at the right time, then sat up here and then last year and changed niggas' careers. Literally. And that gets me to sit up here and wondering, what the fuck did I miss? You know what I'm saying? What was the cue that Uncle Triple missed that, oh, this train I should have hopped on? That maybe, yeah, I should have talked about Soulja Boy's console. That, yeah, maybe that I should have actually bought Super Mario Maker and played the son of a bitch. Or maybe I should have dipped in somebody's business. I should have fucking talked about Pro Jared on motherfucking ass. Guilty or innocent. Vic McDurpa, guilty or innocent. Hopped on every motherfucker who's sitting up here making something. But then I'm sitting up here producing stuff that's not me. There's a reason why I review Tokusatsu. I review what it is that I do, and I talk about games, and I talk about the things I'm passionate about. Because again, let me remind you, 37 minutes into this son of a bitch, it's not about you, it's about me. And I have to make this content selfishly about me and hope you glean entertainment and education from it. Because if I sat out here and created content for you, it wouldn't be believable. It wouldn't, because you would be able to smell that this nigga's a phony shit. And I know you would. I talk passionately, at length, at what I love and care about. That's why my videos 20, 30 minutes long at a time. They ain't that long because I want to fucking hold you hostage your whole life. No. I talk about these things because I'm passionate about it. I'll never forget when motherfuckers used to tell me, man, your shit too long. These middle fingers ain't long enough to tell you to go fuck yourself. I'm going to do what I want. Because again, just to bring this up again, just so that you know my YouTube tenure. The only reason I am able to upload a video 15 minutes or longer wasn't because I sold out and gave YouTube my phone number. No, it was because I grinded hard for a good year and YouTube gifted me and granted me the privilege to upload a video as long as the fuck I want to. That's the difference between 99% of you YouTube niggas and me. I had to earn the right to do the thing you had to give Google your phone number for. I ain't mad at you that you're eating. Because I see shit. I'm like, when I be upstairs watching YouTube on the TV, you uploaded a video a day ago and you already got 3.3 million views. I'm like, I know it's got to be more than you are a member of the female species. You got to be doing something for 3.3 million people to actually give a shit about what you say. I have to sit up here and wonder, what is it that you doing that I'm not? But then at the end of the day, it don't matter. Because the whole thesis of this video is I'm not deleting a decade's worth of content. Nor am I starting a brand new channel or going back over to where the hell I was to go build it up, because what would be the point? Like literally, seriously, no bullshit. What would be the point? YouTube has moved the goalposts so motherfucking much. What's the point? You ain't making nothing off this. It's like you could go build a Twitch empire, but that's equally burnt up. You could go put on a ninja outfit and go join that fool over there on Mixer, but what would be the point of that either? Because then that means that I would have to get away from what it is that I do. I am a long form video creator. I am not a streamer. I can pop off a stream all day long, but this is what I love to do. This is what I have spent the last decade doing. See my point? I have spent the last decade doing this. I would have been doing it a lot earlier, but I made the mistake of trying to help somebody else build their brand instead of building my own, and that didn't work out so well for them either. Flash and pan. Business is business. It's going to be what it's going to be. So, what does that mean? The answer is, I don't know. Because I will never, I'm saying this. I will just for shits and giggles click the YouTube button every month just to fuck with them. Just to give some clown over there in California something to look at. I'm just gonna bug you for the rest of my existence just to fuck with your ass. Because nothing's gonna change. You want me to do something with no guarantee of the thing that I want from you. So what's the point? Why would I delete a decade worth of content? Go through all the rigmarole of trying to move it because you won't let me, and I know you won't, just for us to end up back here again a month from now. No reason. So, I could go try to build up a Twitch presence to see what that does. And I have been slowly throwing that around about that when it's time to do live streams, to let y'all know on YouTube that's what I'm doing, to come follow me on Twitch. Because it ain't no point in doing a live stream on here. Because this earth is scorched. You can build nothing here. This is a scorched land, friends. You can build nothing on this shit here, bruh. It's not happening. Just know. It is not a thing that's happening. I'm not going to pretend that is a thing that will, because it's not. If you're telling me that the majority of my content offers no educational or informational value, which then defeats everything I have done for the last 2.5 years, then you are trying to judge me on things that when there were no rules and when this was a wild west of what things are. So, let's just take this in exactly what it is. I'm not a smart man. Because if I was a smart man, I wouldn't have been out here doing PR work for video game companies, for arcades, for other motherfuckers, for them to sit up here and be able to do what they gonna do and thrive while I'm sitting up here with this scorched earth where I can fucking do nothing with it. I could delete all that shit. I could, because all that stuff that I'm trying to hold on to, I don't think ain't nobody watching it. But those things have memories. Those things have worth and value to me. Because, like I told y'all at the beginning, I spent the better part of this weekend going back to my old Facebook posts and looking at the stuff that I was doing and how proud I was of what I was doing, just because I had the courage to step out there and do it. And now a decade later, it's being held against me like the gun to my brain. But I'm not going to let you shoot me. But I know that I need a complete and new roundabout plan if monetizing this is going to be something I can do. Because I heard in the streets that in a minute, they going to start letting you appeal when you don't get a part of the YouTube partner program, even when you qualify. So maybe I can wait around long enough and then you can have somebody look, I got all this content that I wasn't monetizing because it's like, cause for real, like a lot of the content from like the old days when it came to like trailers and match videos and stuff like that were things that I wasn't monetizing, or YouTube wouldn't let me monetize. So it's like I was sitting up here doing exactly what you wanted me to do. I wasn't monetizing the shit that belonged to me. I monetized the things that were my own creation or that could be considered fair use, and you still sitting up here adjusting the goalposts. So maybe if I can talk to a human being and let them take a look, I done had this account for 13 years. You can't really expect me to delete 10 years worth of content with no guarantee of what you're giving back to me just so I can collect my money that I ain't making in the first fucking place. But that's what it is. And it's nothing else. I've said a lot. I have said a lot here today, and all of it is from the heart of truth. I'm furious. Like, for real, legit and angry that this is even a conversation we have. Because we shouldn't be having it. This is something that was over, done with, solved, and then you, the conglomerate, move the fucking goalposts because white boys out here fucking shit up, and I said it live. Now, I'm not saying that people of this skin color or other skin color, the nationalities not fucking shit up, screaming dumb shit, but you don't see this face and color on the news about YouTube changing their ad policies. You don't. We all know what happened. Fools went and filmed shit in a Japanese cemetery. PewDiePie exists. So congratulations. No matter what your skin color is, your motherfucking ass ain't eating. Unless we sit up here and say you can eat. So we'll adjust the goalposts as it makes us money. And since you make us less than nothing, whatever. Because, see, I don't have a rabid fan base sitting up here fighting my battles for me. It'd be nice if I had a whole bunch of rabid fucking stands that I could send to all my attackers, that I could send to YouTube and say, you're treating him unfairly. No. Because, see, remember, because this is on my mind, because I'm going to rap as long as this take. I remember when Team 4 Star for the millionth fucking time was about to get that channel yanked. They stands went to Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, straight flexing, wherever they could be heard. We hear you. And everything was fine. I remember when Maximilian got on a video last year talking about my multi-channel network dropped me. Welcome back then when that video was a thing to a year ago, motherfucker. This ain't shit new. Because it's happening to you, Mr. Fighting Game, it's a thing now. It's not. I remember when I reached that 10,000 milestone. I remember all the work that I did along with full screen while I was building up this channel, because I remember when I made it to 1,000 subscribers, and that was a humongous deal for me. So to get to 10 times that in the span of a couple of years, for it to just stagnate, for it to be nothing, for people, for when my stuff got changed and I did what I did, for people to unsubscribe, unmask, and all this old bullshit, or whatever the fuck it is you're gonna do, can't do nothing about that. I can't. Can't stop people from making a choice of what they want to do. I wasn't uploading trailers. I found the way to cover the things that I love in a way that can't nobody say shit, but yet motherfuckers still talking shit. Goalposts are still being moved, and again, there is not a lot I can do about that. So now it comes down to, if I want to monetize it, well, it's time to cry, gather tears, and be, I need your help, and please help me. Because again, because if I'm still spitting, let a nigga spit. I remember a couple years ago, like when crowdfunding and supporting people with cash money became a thing, and I never wanted to be that guy, because I saw what people were out here doing to people who respected them. Making them feel good, massaging them, and just taking all their money. I See, this is gonna be one time where it's like it was a lot of people in the fighting game community doing that shit. It was a lot of people in general, period, doing that bullshit, and it was a sad sight. But see, they ain't doing it no more because a lot of those same people that was out here massaging heads and begging and shit, you done found you a quality hustle, and I ain't mad at you for that. But unfortunately for you, I'm not gonna forget where it was that you were and how the fuck you was out here sitting up here on your hustle. And I ain't mad at your hustle, but when you sit up here hustling your own people, that ain't right. When you hustling your own folk, that ain't right at all. That's why I sit up here and make a vague reference that there's a thing you can do. I'm not throwing it in your face, and I'm not sitting up here making end screens of, these are all the people who supported me on Patreon today. Thank you so much for separating yourself for your money. Thing is that it's enough money for everybody out here to go get. But I have to know and recognize this is not how I'm going to get it. And then you sit up here and look at old stupid dumbass me. You should have realized that a decade ago. You should have realized it 3 or 4 years ago when the well started drying up. When people was taking their balls elsewhere and going to play at different teams in different fields and whole different fucking sports, is when you should have realized that this was a thing. When you started to see the magical diminishing returns of the work you were doing, if you even want to call it that, to the side. And because you didn't, and your failure to learn and adapt and evolve, you're paying the price for your actions. That's no one's fault but my own. And I have to sit up here on this and put this on wax and put this live front and center for the world to see. That I'm a dumbass. And I have to put that live for the world to see, because the Lord blessed me to be around in a year or two when I know that I'm going to be eating, sitting pretty, me and the missus going to be taken care of, and things are going to be what they going to be. I want to look back on this and remember that I'm the one that got on the internet and looked myself in the face in a camera and called myself a dumbass, because I am and was. I will not continue to be though. And that's how you win. You realize you fucked up, you take that for what it is, and then you remember, understand and know that while these two happen, just don't continue to let it happen. And that's where we are right now. What this means for my other things that I got in the pipe, I'm going to make those happen no matter what, because maybe that's where the universe is leading me to. That maybe what people were telling me, because there were people telling me that it would never work, and they were saying it from a negative tip, like, well, you should concentrate on something else. But I want to know and look back at it at the end of the day that I fought as hard as I could for as long as I could. But this may not be a battle that I can win against the big corporate giant that is YouTube. So that means that I need to be scouting for new teams to play for. I need to be trying to find me another sport to play. I need to be a Bo Jackson. I need to be a Neon Dion. And I need to do more than one thing to keep this hustle moving. So if that means Twitch streams to build up a Twitch channel, or to build up a mix of presence, or whatever it is that I gotta do, that's what I gotta do. But I know that the attention that I pay to this, it can't be paid as much to, that I'm still gonna love and I'm still gonna bring out a heat. But I've said it before and I say it again. This needs to be put in its proper perspective, because I have sacrificed a whole lot for this channel to exist, for the opportunity, the privilege to create content. But when I think about it, and I will not repeat this, and I won't say it out loud, and I'll leave it in my brain, the things that I have sacrificed, all the trouble that I went through for my dream, for it to get to this point, after being a decade plus in, for it to just be at the standstill, it hurt. It hurt something very, dude. Because back when I was sitting up here snatching stuff off the dojo and Nico when nobody else wanted to. When I'm sitting up here getting the Japanese exclusive trailers through ASX files, bringing you that heat that nobody else was bringing you. Knowing that in 2019, the game ain't changed that much. People done just adapted and evolved what they done, but you still on the hustle. And I ain't mad at you. If people out here mad at you, but I ain't. And I ain't mad at you simply in the fact that I know that, yo, I'm the dude that brought you that. That I'm the dude that gave you that fire that still burns. Because see, I'm not gonna sit up here and say that I invented the game, but I'm show Diddy on this shit. I show reinvented the remix on your ass. And again, the proof in the receipts, fam. I ain't gotta lie about that. I ain't gotta lie about my pedigree. It's like, hell, if you don't believe me, there are people in the streets that will vouch for that'll vouch for what it was that I was putting out work. They can vouch for that. Not saying that I need anybody's cosign, but if you don't believe me and you don't believe that the receipt that I can present, I can bring you some people from the old school who can tell you who I am, who can tell you who been putting in this work forever, who can tell you the nigga who shows you how. That's me. The thing was, it was people doing it before me. And I always give them nothing but respect. Nothing but respect. But all those people from a bygone era. They from a bygone era. People that retired, people that switched their styles up, whatever. But I was that dude that brought the fire from up high. And I set the world ablaze, and it's been the same ever since. I don't want Capcom to come out to work and tell me thank you for doing your job for years. I'm like, plenty of people in the fighting game community have thanked me for my contributions of making sure that the work that you wanted so very, very badly was available in a place you could find it where you didn't have to be from Japan from. You're welcome. When nobody else really making content the way that I was back in '09, I gave a lot of you cats the spotlight you needed for you to eat. Because you weren't making content. I got the proof of that. You was producing small ball shit. I had everything. But when I look at it, to tell the truth, I had those same opportunities. And I just realized that recently, but I didn't capitalize on it. Because I was trying to do this and I was trying to do a whole bunch of other things. I took breaks here and there. I didn't stay on the grind 100, and then people would come into themselves in and be like, I'm the king now. Just because I took a nap for 5 minutes don't make you king. But that's why I'm triple to God, because I'm above you. I'm way up here. That no matter what you can do, you can never touch me. And then, like I said, especially when it came to match videos and shit, and all you little cats that was out here doing it back in my era, I'm that nigga that gave you fire. I'm that nigga that gave you fire. But I will admit just as much, these new cats, y'all on some new shit. Y'all downloading fighting game replays and all this old shit. It's like when people were sitting up here talking about you doing it now, motherfuckers talking about, well, you making it hard for me to eat because you taking my Twitch stream and you uploading it and all that old shit. And it's like, well, that's why, especially when it comes to certain shit, even now, I'm real careful because niggas real touchy. You real touchy, and here's the honest thing. You don't wanna feel this. That's what it is. That's rap. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is on my mama. You don't wanna feel that. I ain't trying to go to jail on no YouTube shit. I ain't trying to go to jail on no motherfucking Twitch stream. That's just what the fuck it is. No bullshit. I ain't trying to go to jail on no Twitch stream. Because again, at this point, that's why I done went silent on fools. Because after the last time a motherfucker thought he could talk shit to me, I'm just kind of like, I'm done fucking with y'all. Because see, I don't want to fucking say something and then motherfuckers think they gonna show up to my motherfucking house. You gonna tell a nigga where I live and I won't come to where the fuck you at and I won't bust your motherfucking head. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I'm on. See, that's why I have to sit up here and you have to let you ain't even letting bygones be bygones. Anything like that. It's sitting up here that don't start nothing, won't be nothing. And if you're not in a place for things to get started, then it won't be nothing in the first place. And you sit up here and just live in your peace and do what you gotta do. But yeah, that's what's on my mind right now, man. I'm just trying to figure out, man, what's my next move, because if we gonna have a real moment right now in this place where I live, it's a lot we need to get done. It's a lot of forward movement that needs to happen. And when I sit up here and I really put it into perspective, over 2 months ago, I was on my way out the door to get on a plane. It seemed like that was a couple of days ago that I got on the plane and had one of the best experiences of my life. And it's been a standstill ever since. And it's crazy to see that, because I had a thought that was going to do stuff. And I'm like, I had a fun time meeting all those people, making all those videos, doing all those things. And I thought that I was making headway. I wasn't as much as I thought I was. But I do what it is that I have to do. Like I said, I took a look at what I was a decade ago. I looked at that stuff, and I looked at some of that stuff that I was sitting up here getting oversharing on Facebook with, and I was just like, had to give myself a John Luke, because I was like, that wasn't it. That wasn't it at all. But I will tell you this, because I got to get y'all out of here. Every single breath that Jehovah God give you is a chance to turn around. It is one of the few things that I fiercely believe. That every breath you take is a chance to get your shit right, to get your shit in line, and turn it around if you need to. This may be the end of an era, of which the thought of monetizing this directly through YouTube and making money off of it may be over, but continuing to talk passionately about the things I love, that's never going to end. I'm still going to bring y'all this feed. I'm still going to bring y'all this work. Ain't nothing going to change about that. But the acceptance and understanding that this making money on YouTube shit, making a living off this shit, is a book that needs to be closed. Because as long as I keep that book open, it is a dangerous weapon that can be used against me and will continue to be. I'll say this. I said earlier, I'm going to press that button every month just to see what they say. If anything should change, let it change. If you made it to the end of this and you got any ideas about how to get down on the get down, or you want to get on the Patreon, you want to get on the PayPal, you know what I'm saying, slide me a couple bucks, do that if you like. Like, it ain't going to hurt me if you don't, but I'd appreciate it if you do. Because I've told the story about the Patreon and all that stuff, and I only did that because, you know what I'm saying, because I wanted to, because people were telling me I wasn't giving them the opportunity to do what it is that they do. So that I presented that and given that opportunity for you to do what you can, I'm going to let you rock that. I will say this, though, because it took me a second to get back on track. Thank you. If you made it to the end of this, thank you. You sat here for a whole hour and hear me talk about old man triple shit. I appreciate that. I do. I appreciate that you sat down and you wanted to hear everything it was that I have to say. So thank you. I'm like, because I'm going to be for real. I already know that I can count these people maybe on these 10 fingers who will make it to the end of this. You know who you are. You know who you are, and I appreciate and thank you. And the thing is that while I'm telling you this, it's something you already should know. It's something you should already know, that I appreciate everything you do, because those people who I know gonna make to the end of this, you're a part of this too. You have been a part of this, and you will continue to, regardless of what things are. Just keep me on my P's and my Q's, and continue to allow me to continue to let you be more of a part of this, because I appreciate you coming through and showing love. We got plenty of more show for you. So please, sit back, relax, and stay tuned. I am the one and the only, the triple the G.O.D. And yes, I am Mr. CRACKCOCINE. Hashtag entertainment's #1 dope man. And of course, the baddest monster in existence. Always got my back. 247, 365 Squish Murder and the crew, the congregation. Bessie, Janine, and Magdalene. Hold it down. The unos, dos, tres, and cuatros, baby. Bringing this heat to you. We talked about it before, but because you know it's part of the thing now, subscribe, bell, like, dislike, social media, ways to support the show. All of that is around you. Take advantage of it as it needs to be. Thank you. Again, if you made it to the end of this, say something in the comments if you made it to the end of this. I'll do this. I'll do this. I did this a long time ago, and this remind me to do it again. If you make it to the end of this video when you hear this message, type 627 in the comment. That you can say whatever you want, but as long as it says 627 in the comment, that'll let me know that you made it to the end of that. Just let me know. Just let me know. They type 627 in the comments. Say what you gotta say, do what you do, but leave it in there and let me know that you made it to the end of this and you soldiered through this however long it took you. Again, I'm of course the one that owns you with the G.O.D. I'd like to thank you so much for hearing what it is that I got to say. If you got anything you want to say to me, use them comment boxes. Get at me on social media. Tell me what it is that I can do to enhance your viewing experience, because that's important to me. More show for every single one of you. I mean, all of you. I got it right after these commercial messages. Oh, baby. Yeah. Stay tuned. More show.